Gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Florida, Ms. Wasserman Schultz, is now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this really critical issue in this hearing. The gentleman from Texas said something I think that really gets to the crux of the matter that we're dealing with here today when he referenced that the Supreme Court has made the decision. That is really what the problem is here, is that there's a question that needs to be answered, and that is, who gets to decide? Does the government get to decide whether or not, whether and when a woman can be pregnant? Or is that a decision, a personal health care decision that should be made and left to the woman, her family, her faith, and her doctor? And Republicans have clearly answered that question because they've introduced 52 bills to restrict abortion access in this Congress alone, directly contradicting what is the will of the American people. Because the truth is that abortion access is popular. Most Americans absolutely do not want governments forcing women into pregnancy. In my home state, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and extremist Republicans passed a 15-week abortion ban, which a recent survey showed that 60% of Floridians oppose. Polls show that same sentiment across America. Ms. Lee, if I can start with you. You had an abortion at 22 weeks after receiving a devastating fetal diagnosis. But you also work with patients with vastly different experiences and reasons for seeking an abortion. So in your experience, why do most Americans staunchly support abortion access, no matter their age, their gender, or ethnic background?
Thank you for the question. As I've said before, it's my honor to have witnessed so many stories of folks seeking abortion through volunteering, storytelling, and now through my job. And what I can tell you to be true among all abortion seekers or folks considering them are that they're moral people who are just trying to make the best, next right decision for their life. A lot of the people I talk with are already parents. I often can hear their toddlers giggling in the background, and they express having their hands full. I have talked with folks who have been in abusive situations, people who were on birth control and it failed. And what I've learned through this time is that no one has a good or a bad abortion. There are no right reasons or wrong reasons to have an abortion. There are just people trying to make the best next right choice for themselves, and no one is more or less worthy of seeking an abortion than another.
Thank you. Just last month, Kansans voted by a landslide to protect abortion rights, and the Florida judge who denied a 17-year-old an abortion based on her school grades was booted out of office by voters. Smart Republicans clearly know this is a barbaric policy, so they obfuscate, they waffle, they hide their true position, and they say the Supreme Court didn't outlaw abortion like my colleague just said, they just want it left to the states. Yet in state after state, radical Republicans keep passing extreme laws opposed by their citizens, or they make it harder for voters to protect abortion rights themselves. In Michigan, Arkansas, Florida, and other states, extremist Republicans are trying to block or make it harder for abortion rights ballot initiatives from ever reaching voters. Why? Because voters favor abortion rights, and only extremists want to enforce government-mandated pregnancies and put doctors into jail. Ms. Fry, how can ballot measures like the one in Kansas subvert extremist laws and protect abortion rights?
Well, I think they can play a critical role in doing exactly what you said, making it clear that from voters that the right to access abortion is one that enjoys wide support and one that people expect to be able to access in every state. And it's unfortunate that people have to resort to those ballot measures. That is why Roe was so important, is that it secured a right for every person. But I think it's really critical at this moment for folks in states across the country to speak up and speak out.
Absolutely. Look, Republicans know that abortion restrictions are a losing issue. Some, like Governor DeSantis, cravenly skirt the harsher laws and brush them under the rug and pretend they're not going to pursue them. when they can, and that's because people across the country want the freedom to make their own decisions about their own bodies. So extremist Republicans know that if they want to enact these draconian laws, they have to defy the will of the people, and that means avoiding or undermining the accountability of democracy at all costs. No one should be able to take that freedom away, and if they do, they must be held to account at the ballot box. Madam Chair, thank you. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentlelady